Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about American Horror Stories, episode 6, Facelift. I do apologize that this video is late. And so we're gonna get started with this episode. So this episode is about a woman named Virginia, played by Judith Light, that will use any beauty regimen to make her face look young again. Virginia has a stepdaughter named Faye, played by Britt Lore, who is trying to focus on herself after a breakup with her boyfriend and is trying to pass the baby bar exam. Faye doesn't like her mother using weird beauty techniques and thinks that her mother is just fine as she is. Virginia sees her old college friend and she recommends her to see a beauty specialist, Dr. Pearl. Virginia sees her friend look so young and they're both the same age. It was so funny in this episode when Virginia seen her old college buddy or her old college roommate, and Virginia was like, "What did you do? Like, how did you look so young?" And when her friend was like, "Oh, exercising and dieting," and Virginia was just like, "Cut the crap. What did you really do?" So I just thought that part was funny. So Virginia visits Dr. Pearl's office and Virginia explains how she hasn't been happy for years and that she wants to be herself again. You can tell that something was wrong with Dr. Pearl because when she said she's not a plastic surgeon, but she's a healer, I knew, like, in this episode, like, okay, Dr. Pearl is on some bull. And and plus it's very expensive too to get the treatment. I don't know how much it was that she had to pay, but apparently that she was going to lose her home and car, and Virginia, she just didn't care. As long as she had got that beauty and her looking young, yeah, she didn't care about none of that stuff that she was about to lose. So of course it doesn't take much for Virginia to fall for the alluring promises that Dr. Pearl dangles in front of her as she pledges to turn hideous people into beautiful people. So fast forward to when Virginia got her procedure, aka her healing, and basically she was in pain. And the daughter was trying to help her, and the mother was being so rude and saying that she was just her daughter. And if Virginia would have told me that, I would have left and I would not help her for that day. I would have never looked back, to be honest with you. But Dr. Pearl was trying to convince Virginia that her daughter was the problem. And of course, it worked because she went to beauty retreat where she would be taken care of, but it turned out to be a lie. And when Dr. Pearl took the bandage off Virginia, her beauty turned into a pig woman. So Dr. Pearl explained that Virginia will be sacrificed for the annual retreat in which the worships of Entina reenact the day that the beauty slayed the ugliness in the form of swine. So Faye's biological mother was actually part of their worship of Entina, and with the sacrifice of Virginia's being a gift for her from the beautiful family. So apparently, Virginia didn't make it, and basically Dr. Pearl told Faye, like, look, this is a gift for you or whatnot. Your mother was part of this cult. And she's just like, I'm just going to need you to be part with us. And basically, Faye got into the cult and she fell for it. So after doing some research, I noticed Etina is a mythological goddess. Dr. Pearl isn't an ordinary doctor because she's a follower of Etina, a figure that actually exists in the Irish mythology. Means like a reown of her beauty. Etina was the wife of Minder, but due to Minder's first wife jealousy, Etina was transferred into a pool of water, a worm, and a fly, which I did not know. So this episode kind of similar to like the Twilight Zone, the Eye of the Beholder, Tales from the Crypt episode like Beauty Rest and Sin Deep. I'm gonna leave the episodes in the description for you guys to watch. It's on YouTube, so make sure you check those out. I love Tales from the Crypt and Twilight Zone. They're like one of my favorite TV series. So to be honest with you, with this episode, I really didn't like it. I thought it was like a slow burn and it took too long for the reveal of what Virginia would look like. I believe that they should have just had Virginia did her procedure early and then unveil her beauty first and then came along with the side effects of what she'd been through. I felt like they should have just took a page from Tales from the Crypt and Twilight Zone because of the simple fact that when they want to do some type of procedure and they turn to some type of beauty or whatnot, and then they get these weird side effects and they don't know what's going on, and they just feel like what in the world, like what did this doctor do to me? And it didn't really seem that way on this episode. And don't get me wrong, it's not like a terrible episode. You know, it's not the worst episode I ever watched, but it was just so boring. And it was just like, wow. Like the plot, it just took so long to put these pieces together and just make it more interesting, because one, it didn't have me at the edge of my seat. And then two, they took so long to reveal, even though we know as an audience, including myself, like, okay, we know what this is going to happen. We know Dr. Pearl couldn't be trusted. We know that Virginia is not going to turn to some type of beauty goddess or whatever, because even Faye said, don't you realize that your bandages is kind of too thick or whatever like that? And Faye was just like, what in the world is going on? Like, and it just kind of set itself to trying to have a mystery, but it just wasn't working for me. Yes, I was very kind of a little bit shocked regarding Faye, that was part of the beautiful family, part of the cult or whatnot. I would love to have a little bit of that backstory. And I understand it's an hour episode, well, a 45-minute episode if you want to count commercials and stuff like that. But it could squeeze that in and it could eliminate some of these gaps. And also, I would like to have a backstory of Virginia and Faye relationship, because I'm quite sure their relationship wasn't perfect, because Virginia just kept saying, stepdaughter, stepdaughter, you're my stepdaughter. And I was just like, really? Like, no, no, ma'am. So I just felt like it was very predictable. I felt like it was just too slow. I felt like it was just kind of boring. I felt like it could have been better. Don't get me wrong, season 2 of American Horror Stories is really good. I have been enjoying each episode. So I'm not going to say it's the worst episode that I watched, but I would say they should have just pretended got a little bit better with it and took a page off of the Tales of the Crypts episode, and see that the way it's structured as in turn to, you know, to make it more surprising towards the end. Because just like Twilight Zone and Tales from the Crypt, they both had 45 minutes or an hour episode. And so they should have just kind of like took a page from that. So far, I've been enjoying each episode. I've been enjoying the season. I believe we have 3 episodes left, because I think it's like 9 episodes, I believe. And then after that, I'm waiting on American Horror Story, but I don't know if I'm going to do a review, to be honest with you guys, because I have not been feeling American Horror Story seasons in a while, so I don't know. But if you enjoyed this episode, just let me know down in the comment section below, and just let me know your thoughts about this episode. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching my channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, and until then, see you later.